Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley if you guys are new here, and I'm a nurse, and today is going to be a nursing video. I've been a nurse now for about 3 years, and I just thought I'd make a video on kind of things I've learned throughout these years and what to expect as a nurse. For some of you guys who are nurses or who want to become a nurse, if you're in nursing school, you're a nursing student, this video is for you. So if you like what I say in this video, please like, comment, also subscribe to the channel for more videos and leave any video suggestions down below. So a little bit about my backstory. I told you guys I've been a nurse for about 3 years now, and it's been a ride, okay? It has not been smooth sailing, but I feel like I'm finally in a good place in my nursing career. So I just wanted to tell you about it. Starting off, after I took the NCLEX, I became a nurse on a post-op. It was called a joint and spine unit. So a lot of my beginning experience was on these joint and spine units, and it was like joint and spine / med surg. So we had patients who had surgery, like orthopedic surgery, and they would come to our unit afterwards, and we'd like do neural checks on them and, you know, take care of them. And then we also had med surg patients. So at one of the hospitals I worked at, you know, patients would be coming in for more general things, and our floor was kind of an overfloor unit, so they would come to our floor. So that's kind of some of that. I do have past experience of being a CNA and a patient care tech, so I did know what to expect when, like, things I would have to do as a nurse, which I think is really good experience to have. If you're kind of on the fence if you want to go to nursing school or not, or if you want to be a nurse in the future, I definitely recommend being a CNA or a patient care tech, or even being able to shadow, just so you see what you would be doing as a nurse. Because one of the things you can expect is, although you've graduated and you become a nurse, I think sometimes some nurses, not all, but they forget that, you know, just because you're a nurse doesn't mean you can't take a patient to the bathroom or change their bedpan, clean them up, you know. There's a lot of times where you are doing that stuff, and for those of you who have not been CNAs or don't really have prior experience in healthcare, as a nurse, one of the things you might have to do is, or you will have to do, is to like help patients to the bathroom, you know, like change their bedding, change their gowns. Like, there's activities of daily living that you will have to help out with, and that's just something that you're gonna have to expect. And you don't want to be that nurse that is not helping out with those things, okay? Even if you don't have time always, like, you're going to be stressed. I think nursing is just kind of a stressful job. It can be very stressful, especially when you're trying to prioritize and manage all your patients for the day, but you still are gonna have to help out and do stuff like that. So don't forget that. Going along with that, I don't want to say you should expect, because I don't want you to expect this, but like I said, you probably are gonna be short-staffed a decent amount of the time. Hopefully not. Hopefully, you know, things are better, and depending on the type of hospital you work at, maybe they have more strict rules about that. But I know for me, in my experience, there was a lot of times we were short-staffed, so that meant that I had to take more patients than, you know, probably should have or wanted to, because at a certain point it's not safe if you're one nurse taking care of all these sick patients, you know. So expect to be kind of short-staffed sometimes, and there's usually a lot of turnover in healthcare, so there can be a lot of turnover on your unit depending on how well your unit is running and functioning, and that turnover can for sure lead to short-staffed nights or days. Something else you can expect are long days or long nights. A lot of times as a new grad, they want you to start off on nights because it's not as fast-paced as days, and you can kind of take a little bit more time easing into things. I would say for me, nights was pretty hard, but it's just hard because a lot of other people are on the day shift schedule. So when they're awake, you're sleeping. When you're sleeping, they're awake. So you just feel kind of like you're missing out on people and out on like life, because nights is not natural. It's not a natural shift for humans, you know? But unfortunately, That's where a lot of places want you to start, just so you can ease into things. So that can be something to expect, I would say. I mean, definitely try your best if you want to work a day shift job. Try your best to apply to those jobs and really go for it. But a lot of times you might have to start off on nights, and then eventually there's usually like a list for people who are waiting to get on days. And usually people who have been there for a while are, you know, the next up in line. But put yourself on that list if you want to work day shift, okay? Don't give up on working day shift, because day shift is so much better because you just feel like you have more of a normal life, a normal routine. But I mean, night shift has its pros too. And I can talk about that in another video if you want. But I know a lot of people can be night shift haters, honestly, me included sometimes. But there were some benefits of working night shift as well. And if you guys work night shift, leave a comment and let people know what you thought the pros and the cons were of working a night shift. Something else I can say that you can expect is, and I don't want to say this in a bad way, but sometimes you're just gonna feel dumb. I don't want to use that word, okay, because we're not dumb. But like sometimes you have these questions and you need them answered because you want to give the best patient care you can. But you know, maybe someone already told you the answer and you totally forgot, but you still need to ask that question. So there's just a lot of times where, you know, people who've been working, nurses who've been working in the field for a long time, everything is second nature to them. They know what to do, they know what to expect. I mean, there's still things that will surprise them, but for the most part, they kind of like, they know what they're doing, you know? So you coming in fresh, like maybe you might ask a question and they'll be like, shouldn't you already know this? And like, maybe you should. I don't know what the question was. But, you know, still, you have to ask those questions. You have to, even if you feel like, oh my gosh, you're going to think I don't know anything or I'm not like smart or whatever, you still got to ask the question, okay? Because at this point as a nurse, what you do, how you work, it's all affecting a human and their care and their safety. So you want to make sure you know whatever it is you need to know, and you need to make sure you be asking them questions. There are a lot of personalities in nursing, nurses in general, doctors, the respiratory therapists, CNAs, patient care techs. You're dealing with so many different people, so there's going to be a lot of personalities, so that can be hard sometimes. And I don't think people talk about it a lot, but I mean, it for sure can be kind of hard sometimes, and you feel drained by the end of the day. Like you go home, you've had all this social interaction, not only with your coworkers, but also with your patients, you know? Nursing can be very draining, and you just have a lot of things coming from all directions. So that's honestly something that I think that's one of the hardest parts about nursing. And let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Like, what do you think is the hardest part about nursing? But for me, I would say, like, my body is still, my body is just physically drained some days. Like, my back is hurting, my legs are hurting, my feet are hurting, you know, not even just that, but it's just maybe you didn't have the best day at work, you know, and you're just mentally exhausted. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I feel about nursing. I guess the biggest con I would say about it is I do feel very tired a lot of the time. And I feel like unless you work in an active job, you really don't understand the feeling. But I mean, you probably could be like mentally tired, but it's just such a physical job. You're on your feet all the time. You're helping, you know, maybe you have to reposition a patient every 2 hours or something. It's just the fact that you're putting so much physical energy and exertion into all this stuff, and it's just really tiring and draining. So by the end of the day, you just want to come home and like not do anything. But you can definitely expect to have some days like that. And all I can say is that it's really important that you keep up with your own like mental health, your own mental sanity, keep up with taking care of your body basically. You know, it can be hard, it can be easy to just eat whatever because you're so busy, you don't have time to like get a get lunch in or whatever, drink water, but like you really have to focus and make that a priority, because at the end of the day, you are the priority. It's your life, you know? You're not gonna be killing yourself for a job. Don't do that ever. And nursing can feel that way sometimes. You feel like you're putting your all into it and you just feel defeated sometimes. But you know that you're trying your best to help. You know you're trying your best at your job. So don't be too hard on yourself, basically. All right. Oh, my foot just fell asleep. So that's it for the cons of nursing. I didn't really mean for this to be like a pros and con type thing, but here we are. So we'll go into the pros of nursing. Pros. Flexibility. Nursing provides a lot of flexibility. I have moved around a good amount in this past 3 years, and I've moved to different states. So I've been able to find jobs like fairly easily working as a nurse. Places are always hiring. People are always wanting nurses, so there's the job security, and you can like pretty much go anywhere with it. And not only that, but say, you know, I used to work on the floor. I used to do bedside nursing, and I didn't like it. I was tired, you guys. I couldn't do it long term. I was like, this is not it for me. So I was wanting to try something different. I've always considered working in the NICU, but I ended up going to an outpatient surgery center and working in surgery. And I love surgery. And I feel like I've like found my place. So if you are at a place where you feel like I am just not liking this, I want to quit nursing, I just hate it, which we all go through those moments. Like sometimes I'm like, why am I even doing this right now? Before you do that, maybe try a different specialty or try like a different type of facility, going from the hospital to an outpatient center, or just switching within, you know, switching specialties. That might help. And not even that, but you know, you can go back to school. You can become a nurse practitioner, or you can do nursing informatics. You can be an instructor. You can, you know, be in the administration side of nursing. There's so many different areas of it. You can go into research. Like there's a lot of options in nursing. Maybe just try some different things and see what works for you if you are dead set on this career and on being a nurse in general. And also with nursing, I've met some really amazing people. I've had some great conversations with patients and my coworkers as well. And you just meet so many people who are into so many different things and who are just in so like different areas of their lives, and it's really interesting to be able to meet those people, and you learn from them pretty much. It's like one big learning experience. And I forgot to turn this light on. I just turned it on now. Sorry if you guys could not really see me in those other clips. That's 100% my fault. But yeah, so you meet a lot of people, and I think that's one of the really cool things about nursing, is I feel like I've learned a lot from people and from their experiences that they've shared with me. Like I said before, nursing has been such a roller coaster for me. Initially, going to nursing school, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm just doing this so I can go to NP school, or so I can become a nurse practitioner one day. And when I graduated, I was working nights. It was really rough for me. I would love to say that I have loved nursing my whole time, but I didn't. I didn't love it. And after working bedside, although there are like a lot of benefits to working bedside, I just was like, this is just not for me. And I was just like, I'm not happy in this job. I'm not happy in this field of work, like healthcare in general. And that's when I decided to go to an outpatient surgery center. And a lot of the things that I didn't like about working in the hospital were so much better working in this outpatient surgery center. So I feel like I'm finally happy with where I am in nursing. And I think for a lot of people, especially myself, I feel like, how do I want to say this? I'm doing this right now, and although it wasn't my first choice, I have really learned to love it and found my area in nursing. And I think it can take a little while, but if you're really dedicated to it and you want to do it, like, you should totally do it. My outlook on nursing, I don't know. For now, it's, you know, it's good. And I want to try some different things in the nursing field. But do I see myself doing nursing forever? I'm not sure at the moment. I don't know what my future really is in nursing, but I just wanted to make this video because I know when you're starting out with nursing, sometimes it's hard to know what to expect, you know, and then you come into it and you're like, oh wow, like this is truly not what I expected or wanted. And that's totally okay if you decide that that's not it for you. But I just wanted to make this video to, you know, tell you guys what to expect. And I hope it wasn't too sad or like cynical, because that's not what it's meant to be. It's just to show you kind of the realities of what you'll be doing as a future nurse, and that, you know, everybody's experience is different, especially in whatever specialty you work in. So please let me know in the comments below, like, your guys' experience with nursing, and if you agree with some of the things I said, if you disagree, just let me know your thoughts on nursing. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.